attention that we must discuss. I'll be waiting at Tilda's. It's proven to be a useful headquarters for my inquiries into the Zenith base. And don't worry, I haven't disturbed her precious art.
I'll do that when I can.
So this is where Tilda tried to reel you in. What was her proposal? That together you could save the planet? Just as your precious genetic mother always wanted? I believe the old ones called that a bait and switch. Luring you with the promise of a vibrant new world, when in reality, it's doomed to be cracked open by Nemesis and scoured of life.
If you're trying to get a rise out of me about Tilda, it's not gonna work. And if you really believed we have no future, you wouldn't be here.
And perhaps I'm just waiting to see if you can once again achieve the impossible. Speaking of which, my preparations for Nemesis have revealed a new problem. I've been searching the remains of the Zenith base for any data that could help us. In doing so, I discovered that 13 of our spacefaring friends descended to Earth from the Odyssey.
But we only found 12 corpses total, including Verbena at the biotech lab.
Your math is impressive as always, but yes, it appears that one got away. His name is Walter Londra. In the 21st century, he was an aerospace magnate, but also a bit of a celebrity. I'm sure I don't have to tell you that he's far too dangerous to be allowed to roam free. You need to find him and deal with him.
You said you've been searching through the Zenith base. Did you find anything that can help against Nemesis?
Well, I believe our best option is to unearth powerful technologies from the Zeniths, the ancient past, or both. And with such knowledge in hand, we might be able to build a weapon to hurt Nemesis in a way that it can't currently anticipate.
Surprise attack? I like it.
Don't get your hopes up. I found a few leads, but nothing concrete. It will be a long search, I fear.
So Londra made his fortune by selling spaceships?
Not exactly. He built ships and drones that could mine near-Earth asteroids for rare metals, generating untold riches.
I'm starting to see why you're worried.
Indeed. Thanks to us, he no longer has access to the Odyssey or the Zenith base, but he likely has extensive knowledge of potent old-world technologies. As such, he represents both a threat and an opportunity.
You think he might know about something that can help with Nemesis?
It's possible, yes.
You said Walter Londra was a bit of a celebrity. What does that mean?
Although he made his money in aerospace, he put vast sums into the production of holographic entertainment. In fact, his wife was a famous actress. The two of them were often featured in tabloids and other media.
Tabloids?
A type of news outlet that tracked the personal lives of celebrities, allowing legions of fans to live vicariously through the rich and famous.
Oh. Yuck. So where do you think Londra went?
The coast, far to the south. An area racked by tectonic shifts and volcanic activity. The few Tanakh who have ventured there refer to it as the Burning Shores. But 1,000 years ago it was called Los Angeles, a hub for the technology and entertainment industries. Londra's space mining company, Heaven Sent, was headquartered there. It stands to reason he would retreat to familiar territory. I'll send you the coordinates. So, are you ready to track down our rogue Zenith?
Okay, to the Burning Shores then.
Proceed with caution, Eloy. I suspect Londra is even more devious and resourceful than the other Zeniths.
Aw, Silence. If I didn't know better, I'd think you were actually concerned about my safety.
Aloy? I hope I haven't caught you in the middle of fighting a giant machine or something.
Hey, Beta, I'm actually on my way to the Burning Shores.
Oh, right. Gaia and I heard about your mission from Silence. Be safe, okay? We'll be here if you need us.
Will do. Thanks. This is it. Launder's headquarters shouldn't be far. That can't be good. Shit!
Were you actually flying just now?
Yeah, just, not my best landing.
Damn, more machines. Stay back. I'll handle this.
Hold on, I can help too.
Let's see what you got. Oh, you know how to hold your own. The name's Seika.
Aloy. I could, say the same about you. You have a focus. So you're Quinn. You're not exactly like any diviner I've met.
How do you even know that?
I'm sure you have a lot of questions, but first...
Just one for now. I saw you before you crashed, flying on a sunwing. It didn't look like you knew about that tower, which means you're new. So what brought you here?
I'm looking for someone. There's a ruin. On the hill northeast of here, that's where I was headed.
Ruin on the hill. You mean Starlight Rise?
You know it. Is there another way to get there?
Maybe. But first, we're gonna have to do something about that tower. I think we can help each other, Aloy. The tower's not far from where my people made camp. I can show you the way.
Hold on. You said we can help each other, but what exactly are you doing here?
Let's just say, I need that tower dealt with too. Come on.
Further. May I be dismissed?
No. You will remain here until the traitor returns. You!
Here we go.
Sorry.
One act of treason breeds another, it seems. Stealing a diviner's focus, leading a barbarian into our midst.
Where's the Quinn I know?
Arrest them both. Remove their focuses at once.
Arrest us! This is a matter for the Admiral, not a compliance officer.
By all means. Stole the focus.
Who's the barbarian?
She's done for.
Things seem kind of tense around here.
It's not our best day.
Admiral Garrett! It's as I told you, sir. The proof is now before your eyes. A soldier dared to don a diviner's focus. The eye that reveals the legacy. But Seika did not stop there. She brought a barbarian among us, in direct violation of Confidentiality Clause 3A. Protocol states that these—
I might be our last chance at finding our missing people, sir. Diviner Vi's focus showed me his last moments. He found a clue. The ruin on Starlight Rise. There's evidence our people were there.
Huntress headquarters.
Now we have no means of safe passage. Not in our current situation. But she might have another way.
Remember the law, sir. Focus is for a diviner. No one else.
Seika's actions are indeed concerning. And there will have to be a reckoning. But finding our lost crew is paramount. If Seika has a chance of bringing them back, our course is clear. Even compliance must recognize that. I will allow it. Seika and the Outsider are free to pursue this lead.
But, sir, if—
Outlander, I'd like a word when you have a moment.
Damn them.
You okay?
I shouldn't have said that. It's just that my sister is one of the missing. Not only that, she's our last navigator, our only means of getting home. I've got to find her, even if it means using a forbidden relic. Meanwhile, Rang and the others act like I'm the problem, when in reality, I'm the only one looking for a solution.
Look, I understand. Maybe more than you know, but for now, I think we need to calm down and just—
calm. You're right, of course. Getting upset isn't going to help.
Okay. We both need to get to the place you call Starlight Rise. But that tower seems like it knocks anything nearby out of the sky.
Out of the water, too. It fires at any watercraft in range.
Oh, great. Well, it seems to me you've got some kind of plan in mind to deal with it.
Maybe. Between the two of us, there might be a way.
Well, you're a good fighter, that's for sure. But beyond that, I don't know much about you.
There's not much to tell. Nothing special about me, except my sister is pretty well known among my people.
You don't seem so ordinary to me.
I was just a petty officer until we ran aground. But we lost a lot of midshipmen and lieutenants to the storm and the wreck. And now even more of them are missing. So I've been trying to step up and help the Admiral.
It took a lot of guts putting on that focus. Seems to me he needs more like you.
Tell that to Rang and his toadies.
So your sister is a navigator?
More like the navigator. The only Quen who can steer by the stars without instruments. She reads the sky like a scroll. Knows every constellation by position, no matter how much it spins around up there, which means she's been an Imperial favorite ever since her first exam. One of the fleet's most precious assets. And now she's gone.
She and the others just disappeared?
After we made landfall, the hard way, the Admiral sent out scouting expeditions with the very few boats we had left. Not one of them returned. I don't know what happened to them all, but I do know it has something to do with that tower. And Starlight Rise.
We're agreed on that. Is there anything else you can tell me about that tower?
It just appeared one day a couple of weeks ago after our scout boats went missing. And it shoots at anything in the sky or sea. Machines, boats. You.
Okay, don't remind me.
I tried to get near it, but it's mounted on a tall ruin with machines all around. On the plus side, its range is limited. I've been testing it with my skiff and setting up buoys to mark the radius.
Can't tell if that's smart or reckless.
Both, maybe. I'll admit there have been a couple of near misses.
What exactly did you find on that diviner's focus?
When the scout boat sent by the Admiral didn't return, he sent our very last one to find out what happened to them. Diviner Vi was on board. They made it as far as Starlight Rise, went inland and found a camp and a bunch of equipment. It looked like some of our people went into a ruin there. Then they spotted a machine, unlike anything we've seen. Silver and gold, moved like a spider. Spooked, they ran back to their boat.
They were lucky to escape. I've dealt with those things before.
Well, their luck ran out fast. The morning they tried to sail back, the tower went up and blew them right out of the water. Vi's body washed ashore here sometime later. A friend of mine found it and let me know. The same friend that ratted me out to Rang for taking the focus. But what was I supposed to do?
I would have done the same thing. Trust me. You think there's a way to do something about that tower?
If we want to reach Starlight Rise, we have to try. I was able to approach the tower on foot, but I couldn't get close enough to shoot at it or anything like that. With the right help, though,
Show me the way and we'll give it a shot.
you'll probably want to resupply first. You can use my skiff if you need to hunt for resources. Just stay south of the settlement. The tower can't hit that side. I set up some buoys to mark its radius.
What are you gonna do?
I'm gonna go clear my head. There's a bridge that leads to the ruins where the tower is mounted. I'll wait for you on the other side.
Hold on. There's one more thing. The Quen here, all of this. You were part of a larger expedition, right? Headed for San Francisco?
That's how you know about us. And you've seen the others, haven't you? And they're alive.
Most of them, yeah. I can put you in touch with them, but we should find your missing people first, right?
They're alive. This is great news. But yes, you're right, it should wait. If we tell everyone now, it'll just be a distraction. So for the sake of the missing, we have to keep the focus on them.
All right then. I'll see you on the other side of the bridge.
So, the barbarian strolls into camp with Seika. The two of you promised to find our missing people. Given our desperate situation, I have little choice but to agree. That doesn't mean I like trusting our fate to a stranger. Who are you? Where'd you come from?
My name is Aloy. As for my life story, does it matter if I can help?
I suppose it depends on the cost. Compliance has trained its sights on Seika. And by letting her gallivant off with a foreigner, I may have given her just enough rope to hang herself.
It seems to me she can take care of herself, but I'll do my best to keep her out of trouble.
Very well. To that end, is there anything you need to know?
You seem to think highly of Seika.
She is an exemplary Marine. Persistent, selfless, resourceful. Being stranded is a battle of attrition. Everyone wears down eventually, but not her. Not yet. I've come to rely on her more and more. She's our best hope for finding the missing. I'm sure of that.
You said your situation was desperate. How did all this happen?
We sailed from across the Great Ocean. Ours was the tribe's most important mission in a century. It was to be my swan song. Now it will be my epitaph. A typhoon struck us midway, cleaving the fleet in two. I know not what happened to the other half. Scattered, stranded, probably sunk.
I don't know. There's always hope.
After we beached, I sent out scout boats to explore the coast. None returned. And I haven't the craft nor manpower to mount a search. First I lost half my fleet, now I've lost half the survivors, so don't speak to me of hope.
And yet, Seika found a clue on that focus.
You're just like her. Yet don't give up.
Compliance sure seems to have a lot of sway around here.
Compliance officers are the eyes and ears of the Imperial House. It is their duty to ensure that the wisdom of our ancestors doesn't fall into the hands of our enemies. And so they ferret out the disloyal and disobedient. Inspections, interrogations, all in the name of security.
All I see is one man causing a lot of unrest in your camp.
Being liked is not part of Compliance's mandate. Assuming we ever return home, Rang will report on the crew to his superiors. That fact gives him a lot of influence. I can only pray that he uses it for the greater good.
I'll do my best to help Seika bring back your people.
If they're even still alive. Keep her safe if you can.
You came. I wasn't sure you would.
Well, I'm here. I'm guessing this has something to do with the compliance officer's inspections I saw earlier?
Whoa, 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 whoa. Hold on. I saw you stand against compliance with Seika. You must have your own reasons for doing so. But just how far are you willing to go to oppose Rang?
I'll do what I can. Look, I get that you're not quick to trust, but I can only help if you let me.
I suppose you're right. Especially in times like these. You've seen the influence compliance has here. It's even worse back home. But there are a few of us who do whatever we can to undermine them. We joined the fleet to further our cause, led by Diviner Enki. A while back, Enki set out with a crew to recover a priceless shipping manifest, disguised as a scouting trip.
But they never made it back.
Exactly. Only Enki and Kelva, another ally, knew the true purpose of their expedition. That manifest could lead us to undiscovered focus caches back in the Great Delta. Which is why I need your help to find Enki, or finish what he started.
The manifest that Enki was after, you said it could lead to more focuses?
Stockpiles of them, all back in the Great Delta. Only diviners are allowed to study the legacy, and from what Enki told me, only part of it at that.
So with focuses of your own, you could learn the truth for yourselves.
Not just learn, use. Everything the Quen have built, our fleets, our technologies, comes from the legacy. The true might of the Empire. With that knowledge and power on our side, we could finally loosen the stranglehold the boards have on our people. Maybe even overthrow them altogether.
So when you joined the expedition, you were after this shipping manifest?
Not quite. The fleet was originally bound for a different city far to the north, one we believed held many powerful secrets. Enki had hoped to recover as much knowledge as he could before it fell into the hands of the other diviners. After we wound up here, he found a scrap of data that mentioned the manifest and its supposed location. He realized this find would more than make up for our failed operation. It was a wind in our sails. Hope, at last.
I'm guessing there are more compliance officers like Rang back home?
Rang is a poisonous toad. But the Board of Compliance is the black heart of the Empire. It breeds fear and suspicion. All Quen are expected to watch for any sign of disobedience or malcontent. Turns neighbor against neighbor. Even divides families. My own brother, eager to rise in the ranks, reported our mother to Compliance. She was innocent, of course. But after they released her from interrogation, she wasn't quite the same.
That's terrible. I'm sorry.
That kind of betrayal, it never really heals.
I'll try to find Enki's expedition. Where exactly were they headed?
An island far to the southwest. Enki believed the manifest would be found in a ruin there. I also thought I saw smoke rising from another island east of it. Perhaps they ran into some trouble on the way?
It's worth a look.
If, ancestors forbid, something happened to Enki out there, his focus can still help our cause, and the manifest he was after.
Okay, I'll see what I can do. Well, that didn't go exactly how I thought it would.
It turned out okay. And now your machine can get us to Starlight Rise, right?
Yeah. I saw it fly off when I crashed. I should be able to call it back.
One step closer to finding my sister, and the living ancestor you're after. But I should probably report to the Admiral first, give him some assurance that we've made progress.
Okay. I'll meet you back at the settlement then.
You know, I'm kind of glad you tagged along. Okay, so, shall we get going to Starlight Rise?
Yeah, let's go.
So what now?
Up you go. Something wrong?
Of course not. Oh, it's a little snug.
I'll manage.
Oh, shit! What was going on in that hologram back there? And why exactly did Laundra come here? And what is he doing with my people?
He used them to dig up this place to find some old data. Part of it has to do with something called MSP, which I've never heard of before, but the rest... I think he's trying to build a ship to get off this world and into the stars.
Off this world? Why would anyone want to do that? There's something you're not telling me. Oh, you're just like a diviner, full of secrets.
Oh yeah? Well, what about you? The way you reacted to that mural back in the ruin? Care to explain?
Fine. I guess we'll both hold our tongues for now.
All right, look. The important thing is that we know where Laundra went, and that's probably where he took your people. And your sister.
You're right. Of course. I should report back to the Admiral before we go any further. I'll use the boat we saw from the air to return.
Okay, I'll find you there later. Are you all right?
I'll live. But what's an outlander doing all the way out here?
My name's Aloy. I met your tribe back at your settlement. I'm here to look for Enki's expedition.
I see. I'm Rokomo. Diviner Enki was my charge. We ran into machine trouble on a small island to the west. I had no choice but to drag Enki out of there. Didn't get far, obviously. A strange gyre smashed our boat into the ruins offshore. Barely made it to this island. And then we ran into those damn machines. Enki saw them before I did. Took a blow in my stead. He died from his wounds not long after.
If Enki is gone, I was asked to return his focus.
Impossible. It was lost to the waves. But now that you're here, maybe there's still a chance for my comrades. I left them on that island. Please, you have to help them.
Thing is, I've already been to that island. You're lying, Rokomo. You killed your fellow soldier, and then dragged Enki away.
So you found the truth then? After we made camp, I saw Enki sneak off with another soldier. I tailed them. Overheard them discussing some kind of manifest. That's when Enki's allies spotted me and attacked. She left me no choice.
You were ordered to spy on Enki.
My orders on this expedition were to serve Officer Reng. And Reng suspected Enki was up to something.
And because of that, everyone except you is dead. But there's something I don't get. Why ask me to go back and save them, knowing I might discover what really happened?
It would have been worth it if it meant undoing the harm I caused. Before Enki died, I asked why he didn't just let the machines kill me. His answer was simple. We force ourselves to do terrible things because we think we have no choice. Hearing that made me want to make up for my mistakes.
He wanted you to see there's always another way. And if you really want to atone, you should stand up against Reng. He put you up to all this.
Owning my crime is one thing, but defying compliance? Reng will report to the board upon our return home. I'd never walk free again.
Would that stop Enki? Well, it's your choice. As long as you remember that. So what now? I can't just leave you here.
Don't worry about me. I cobbled together a raft. With those machines gone, I can get back to the settlement on my own.
Fine. I'll be on my way then.
That's enough out of you. You had better have significant evidence, right?
Sir, the witness I uncovered was quite specific. They overheard her conspiring with Diviner Enki before he left.
That's absurd! What did you offer them to lie?
Hold on.
This is no business of yours, barbarian!
Oh, it definitely is. I found Enki's expedition. All but one are dead because of your interference.
If that's true, I had nothing to do with it.
Yes, he did. Admiral, I'm a risk specialist. Reng told me that Diviner Enki was a traitor and ordered me to shadow him. When one of the others discovered me, I was forced to protect my cover.
And what of Enki?
Innocent. He died trying to defend me from a machine. Whatever evidence Reng has against Theoa can't possibly be right.
Admiral,
Silence! 5 people are dead. You deployed a risk specialist and didn't disclose it.
As is my right.
Not in an emergency, you idiot! We're shipwrecked. The crisis clause of the Maritime Charter clearly states that you must transfer all covert assets to my command. And don't get me started on the subject of coaching witnesses. Take him to the brig. Theoa, you're free to go. Rokomo, with me. I want a full report. Your service is noted, Outlander.
Here's Enki's focus. I put the manifest on there for you. Use it to find more focuses. Free your people from compliance.
I'll do my best. Enki would want me to. Please, accept this. You're a gift from the ancestors, Outlander.
Ow! Oh! Just great.
Is everything okay?
I gave my report to the Admiral. Apparently, some of the crew have called for me to be stripped of rank and cast out.
I'm so sorry, Seika. That must be really hard to take.
It doesn't matter. Where are we headed next?
Well, we know where Laundra sent the data from his old company. Somewhere on the mainland, north of where we met. Should be able to fly there.
Yeah, about that. Let's take my skiff this time instead.
Not a fan of flying, huh?
I'm a Marine. I'll take the water over the skies any day.
All right, we'll take your skiff.
Should we get going?
Yeah, let's go.
Follow me. Nice and easy. And, unlike flying, if you fall off, you don't die.
All right. Let's see what's on this thing.
It looks like there's something further in.
Some kind of compound. Laundra might be in there. You're missing people, too.
I'm not seeing a way past the barrier.
There. It's some kind of power generator. Hooked up to the arm of the Horus. Laundra's figured out how to get part of it working again.
A metal devil can't actually wake up, can it?
I'm not sure. But at least right now, it must be how Laundra's powering the barrier.
So if we can find a way to shut down those generators, it should come down.
It's worth a shot, at least. Looks like there are 2 of them nearby. Come on, let's get going.
Seika, have you come to join us?
Join you?
Yeah, we have. It took a while, but we finally made it.
A barbarian, one of the chosen. Impossible. Zeth would never allow this.
How did you get in without him?
Well, Zeth sent us, actually. After we helped him out of that ambush in the wilds.
Right! You see, I was on my way here with him when machines attacked us. We tried to hold them off, but we were outnumbered. That's when Aloy here came to the rescue.
I was exploring the region when I ran across them, so I just rushed in to help.
You should have seen her. One of the best machine hunters I've ever met. She saved Zeth's life.
Oh, I was just doing what I could.
Zeth had something important he needed to take care of after, so he said to go on without him.
And that's when he told us how to lower the barrier and said we should head straight inside.
Zeth really needed a barbarian to get him out of trouble.
We all need a little supporting fire every now and then.
Well, Zeth gave them the okay. And I am not risking one of his outbursts. Let the others inside know about our new arrivals, will you?
Fine. But I'm not letting them into the Ascension Hall until they prove they're devoted, just like everyone else. And I'll be interested to hear Zeth's side of this when he returns.
Oh, by all means.
Don't mind him. Good luck in there, Seika. May you both embrace his light.
Ah, you must be the ones Brennick mentioned. 2 more souls chosen to leave our thankless old life behind.
Yes, that is us.
It's Kiral, right? You were stationed on the Spark?
In my former life, yes. Just one more Marine bound to a hopeless expedition. Ugh. Enough of that. As Walter says, we must forget the past. Our suffering led us here after all. And now, the Ascension is almost upon us. This place is such a wonder, isn't it?
I've never seen anything like it.
Oh, but it is still nothing compared to what's in the Ascension Hall.
You've been inside?
Indeed. I proved my devotion not long before you joined us. Now I wait to be taken to what lies ahead. One step closer to the Ascension.
You mentioned you're waiting for what lies ahead, and we're still getting up to speed, but I thought the Ascension Hall was where we needed to go.
You're not the first to fail to grasp Walter's plan for us. Now that I've seen what's in the hall, my rank is secure. But there is something more that he's offering us. I just know it. It has to be why the devoted are escorted to another place. And as soon as Zeth returns, he'll take me there. I'm ready.
Do you have any idea where this place is, exactly?
Somewhere that brings us closer to Walter. To his embrace.
So you've been inside the Ascension Hall. Is it as special as we think it is?
I shouldn't say. I wouldn't want to deny you the same experience I had.
Come on, Kiral. Just a hint? We're dying to know what's inside.
I'll tell you this. It's breathtaking. Like the moment Walter first appeared before our boat, but better. Prove your devotion, and you'll see.
Well, thanks for talking with us, Kiral. We should get back to learning about Walter.
Yes, of course. Good luck with your studies. I hope to see you at the Ascension.
Well, if it isn't our do-gooder and the barbarian.
It all makes sense now. The time of ashes, the floods in the Great Delta. We've been trapped in a cycle of destruction, but soon we'll have a new world.
It's quite a promise. And now that you've proved your devotion, you're ready for what comes next. Zeth will lead you there as soon as he returns. Not so fast. Your good deed in the wilds may have gotten you this far, but you'll get no special treatment here. Walter himself granted me the privilege of guarding the Ascension Hall. So until you complete your review and learn the words of attainment, this door remains shut. No exceptions.
Okay, we will be back later then.
Sounds like we're supposed to pass some kind of laundry devotion test.
But who knows how long we have before this Zeth guy gets back. There's gotta be a faster way to learn whatever the words of attainment are. Let's take a look around.
I'll get us a drink. In the meantime, remember what Walter said about embracing the future.
Seems like you don't really share your friend's excitement about all this.
I should be more excited, shouldn't I?
It's okay to question things.
Lon was thrilled when we got into the Ascension Hall. He can't wait to see where we'll be taken next, but I'm worried that all this is too good to be true.
So why don't you just leave?
I can't abandon him. We've been through everything together. Our missions, the Typhoon, the shipwreck, and soon, the Ascension, I guess.
Seems like most of the clan are more than happy to follow Londra. So why not you?
At first, I wanted to believe. Everything he told us felt like it filled an emptiness, like maybe I'd finally found somewhere to belong. Then I remembered how the boards back home would tell us to follow the virtues of the legacy, to be good and honest. And then they dragged my father away for speaking out against an imperial decree. I'm not sure it's any different here. Walter might be a living ancestor, but with a cudgel like Zeth to do his bidding, his kindness is just as conditional as the Empire's.
As far as anyone at your settlement knows, you went out into the wilds and vanished. How did you end up here?
Lon and I were part of a scouting mission to the mainland, but things went bad fast. We were lost and starving, our boat was wrecked, and then Walter found our camp. A living ancestor, emerging from the wilds to tell us we'd been chosen, that we were safe. It was easy to embrace. Everyone here has a similar story.
Why didn't anyone send word to us?
Not everyone is chosen. Walter says we must leave our old lives behind if we're going to ascend. Nobody questioned it. But I should have.
You said Lon can't wait to see where you're headed next. Do you know what you'll find there?
I imagine it'll be another kind of test, like here. Once you've been in the Ascension Hall, you're taken there by Zeth. He and his troops are the only ones who ever come back.
Everyone keeps mentioning him. I get the feeling he's not really a friendly guy.
As friendly as a Fireclaw. But it's not just him. The soldiers that follow him are like that too. I guess they know they can do as they like, now that they don't answer to the Admiral or compliance.
You're right to be skeptical of all this. Londra is up to something. We need to get into the Ascension Hall to figure out what. And to do that, we need the words of attainment.
I don't want to stir up any trouble. When Zeth comes back, he'll figure out that I told you.
Does it have something to do with one of those Londra displays?
This is important, Otosu. A lot of lives are at stake.
It's related to what Walter said he valued most about his friends.
It's about their dedication to him, right?
That's right.
See? It'll be okay.
I don't know, maybe this is a bad idea.
Look, whatever Londra wants with your people, it's not good. Everyone here, including your friend, are in danger. But you can help us stop him.
Okay. Repeat this to Brennick. Only through devotion may I embrace his light. Only through him may I ascend to a new world.
Thanks, Otosu. You've been a big help.
I hope you know what you're doing.
Oh, we know the words. Seika.
Oh, no. You should have the honor, Aloy.
Only through devotion may I embrace his light. Only through him may I ascend to a new world.
No one's ever passed their devotion review so quickly.
Well, we did, so will you get out of the way now?
I don't know how much more of Londra I can take.
Yeah, let's see what he's really up to.
I don't like that look. What did you find?
The Horus. It has a special component. One that can make almost anything you can imagine. Parts, tools, even entire machines. Londra has rigged it to build what he needs for his ship. But in order for the ship to leave, it needs a ton of power, way more than what Londra could achieve with what he had.
So he went looking for something from his old company.
Exactly. Part of the data he got was for a blueprint, for a kind of boost. One that's as toxic as it gets. If this ship gets airborne, it'll spread a poison from here to every tribal land in the region.
Everyone will get sick and die. There's still something I don't get. Why would Londra do all of this just to get off this world? Oh, this again! You're still not telling me everything. My people are the ones that are caught up in all this. My sister! I deserve to know.
You're right. I will tell you. It just won't be...
Guess our time's up.
Lying filth!
Oh, this must be our friend Zeth.
Spread out. Reinforcements will follow. Time to put you down!
Never seen a cannon like that before.
I guess Londra gave him a new toy.
Where have you been taking the rest of our people?
Answer her question.
He takes the devoted to his park on the southern peninsula. But you'll never reach it. The tower there is positioned to ward off any approach.
And my sister is there?
She was in the final group. I'm not supposed to bring any more over, but Walter promised the Ascension to everyone who proves themselves. I don't understand.
Londra's been using you to get what he wants. Let's face it, you're an easy mark. Too blinded by your own ego to see the truth.
Well, you just flipped his world upside down.
Just give me a straight answer. Why does Londra want to leave?
Something is coming to Earth. It destroyed the world that Londra fled, and it wants to do the same thing here.
Destroy the world? What could possibly do that?
It's called Nemesis. It's like a machine, sort of. But it's more powerful than anything you or I have ever faced. That's why Londra's building this ship. He's doing everything in his power to leave before it gets here. And I guess he wants to take some Quen with him, too. Look, I know this is a lot to take in, but there's still hope.
If you say so.
Seika.
There's a beach on the southeast coast of the island where we took down the first tower. That's probably the closest we'll get to Londra's park. And I should probably report back to the Admiral. Tell him something about what we found here.
Okay. I'll meet you at the beach then.
Hard to believe all this might just end.
Yeah, I feel pretty bad about just dropping that on you.
At least you were honest. Because I haven't been honest with you. Those paintings we saw in Launder's old building, I recognized the style. My sister painted them. She's one of them. One of his followers. I wanted to hide it from you. Or hide it from myself, maybe. She's gone. I've lost her. And I feel like I've lost my tribe, too. Now you tell me that the world is ending? What am I supposed to do with all that?
Seika.
What's the point?
Seika, I completely understand why you wouldn't tell me that. It's okay. But your sister? Your people? They are a part of you. Nothing can change that. You have to fight for them. To save them from Londra, but maybe even to save them from themselves. And you will. That's just you. That's part of what makes you... great. Look, you don't have to do it alone, okay? I will help you, I promise. Oh. Okay.
Okay.
We need to find a way onto that peninsula.
The currents are too strong for swimming.
Yeah. And if we fly or take your skiff, that tower will knock us out.
I was thinking, there's a machine that can fly and dive below the surface. The Water Wing.
I thought you said the towers blasted a bunch of them out of the sky.
Yeah. But if we were riding one, maybe we could do better. Time our dives to duck below shots from the tower. Can that spear of yours tame one?
No. Not yet, at least. Are there any water wings left? Do you think you could find one?
There have been a few sightings since we took down the first tower. I could ask around the settlement.
Okay, let me know when you have a lead. In the meantime, I'll work on the override.
Gotta admit, I'm not exactly looking forward to the ride.
Hey, Beta. I need your help. Do you think you and Gaia can modify my Sunwing override to work on water wings?
The two machines do share a lot of similar code. We might be able to patch together a software update at the fabrication terminal. But we'll need some data from a water wing's ballast regulator and an intact wing membrane.
On it.
Gaia and I will prep everything here in the meantime. Stay safe.
Seika mentioned there used to be water wings near Fleet's End. The Zenith Tower we took down blasted them out of the sky, so I should be able to dive for the parts.
Another fortunate swing of the hammer for old...
Gildan?
Aloy! My flame-haired Nora, my damn fixer, my second set of hands! Who'd have thought we'd meet again in such familiar circumstances? Ha! Certainly not me.
What are you doing here?
Well, now... It all started when I heard the echoes of a most peculiar voice beckoning me into this beguiling place. But I resisted. I knew this was a special delve, one I had to share, so I went and fetched my friend Olvar, who was more than willing.
And where is he?
Alas, we got separated when we sailed into a howling tempest on the way back here. Blew me right overboard. I floundered about in the waves, certain I'd become snapmaw bait. But nope, the sea spat old Gilden right out onto the shore. Olvar undoubtedly thought I was a goner, and pressed on, as any true delver would. I followed in his footsteps as far as I could, until I came across a door that wouldn't budge. Naturally, I searched for another means of entry. That's when I uncovered an ancient lever, tantalizing in its door-opening potential.
So you pulled the lever.
I pulled the lever, which may have, upon reflection, sealed this door shut behind me. And thus do we find ourselves once again at a fortuitous meeting.
Can we step back a minute? How exactly are you here? The last time I saw you was in the dam way up north.
After your departure, I wandered here and there, dabbled in a few ruins, even tried my hand at another dam out past Barren Light. But nothing could quite compare to our delve.
You wandered all the way from Banuk territory to the Forbidden West?
An ember in the wind, girl. That's old Gilden. And as luck would have it, I bumped into an expedition headed for the Burning Shores. Now there's an opportunity for fellowship and adventure, I thought. So I chucked my lot in with theirs, and here we are.
Well, I'm not sure how you managed to get out here unscathed, but it's good to see you, Gilden. Tell me about this Olvar guy.
Our bond was forged on the road to these uncharted shores. Night after night, I relayed my previous ventures to my traveling companions. Olvar took it all in with a fascinated silence. So when we got here, we agreed to share our fortunes. The look on his face when I told him about this place. Nothing quite like the joy of a new delve shared with good company. After I fell off our boat, I searched all over for him. I was starting to think him lost when I found his camp up top. He'll be as happy as a sun-kissed Karja to find out I'm not dead.
I'm sure he will. Okay, so let me get this straight. You think Olvar somehow managed to get deeper in the ruin?
Courtesy of a handy-dandy shaft. Or, well, not so handy-dandy now that some rubble's blocked the way.
Right, so if we're gonna find him, we need to find a way past that door you mentioned.
We?
Yes, Gilden, I will help you find Olvar. And make sure you don't get yourself trapped again.
Marvelous! Just like old times. You with your surprising and perplexing ways. Me with my nose for danger and excitement. The door lies just ahead. After you. So, any sign of my elusive partner?
Gilden, Olvar didn't make it. Machines got him. I found him holding this.
My looking glass. But how?
This isn't going to be easy to hear, but I think he
really did care. He knew how special this was to me. That has to be why he held on to it. I was in his thoughts until the very end.
You know what, Gilden? I'm sure you're right. That is how you should remember him. And at least this way, you know what happened to him.
Yeah. You're right. Better a delve ended than never began, after all. Just a whole heap of rotten luck. Right when I finally found someone to be my friend. That's the way the hammer falls, I guess. You'd think I'd be used to it by now. Truth be told, I never had a lasting friend. I mean, when your own mum doesn't like you enough to stick around, why would anyone else? I'm really starting to think I might go my whole life like this. No matter what I do, what I say, in the end, I'll be inevitably all alone.
Hey, that is not true. You'll always have me, Gildan. And I might not be with you all the time, but there is a way for us to stay in touch. With this.
One of your tiny wonders?
It's called a focus. You put it on up here, like this.
Whoa! Sparks to steel. Look at that. And that. Over there, too. What a thing of beauty. No idea what it all means. But a dazzle all the same.
I will put you in touch with some friends of mine. They'll help you get up to speed on using the focus. And I meant what I said. If you ever really need me, give me a call. I'll always help a friend.
Before you skedaddle out of here, I've got something for you, too. Figured you'd find a better use for it than me.
Thanks, Gildan. Until we meet again.
You're the Outlander that took out Seth. Are you here to get rid of Pyrrhic too? 'Cause if you are, I'll gladly help. He killed my friend on the way over.
What happened? It wasn't Lon, was it?
No. Artur. He fought back when Pyrrhic rounded us up, and that brute made an example of him. We were all supposed to be a part of Walter's beautiful new world. What a load of shit. Give me half a chance, and I'll put Pyrrhic down in the dirt.
Hold on. Have all the prisoners been freed?
Only the ones up here. There's more underground with Pyrrhic. Lon's probably there too if that's who you're looking for. Go on. I've got your back.
Pyrrhic's dead.
Now what?
It's over. You're okay.
Okay. You just killed my only link back to Walter.
She freed you.
From what? Eternal paradise? I'll never join the Ascension now.
Okay, I'm guessing you weren't brought here by force. Otosu sent me.
Otosu doesn't understand. None of you do. A living ancestor offered us salvation, and one by one you've been killing his messengers.
I hate to break it to you, but there is no paradise. Walter was using you. He doesn't know or care where you are. If he did, wouldn't he be here?
And I'm to take your word over his.
If it were up to me, I'd just leave him.
Lon, it isn't safe here. You have to come back to the settlement. Otosu is worried sick about you. Wouldn't it be good to see him again?
I suppose. Besides, what choice do I have?
I'll make sure everyone gets back safe. Even this ingrate. He might not appreciate what you did, but the rest of us do. Aloy, thanks again for the rescue. But I wanted to warn you, we did a count, and not all of Seth and Pyrrhic's thugs are accounted for. There's more of them out there. They might be camped at places Walter had us excavate, like Pyrrhic was. Be careful. They'll be out for your blood.
Got it. I'll have to watch my back. How are Lon and Otosu?
You haven't offered any real proof. Walter might still come back for us.
If he was going to, wouldn't he have come already? I'll be back in a minute, okay?
You weren't entirely honest with me.
I know. I was afraid that if you knew that Lon went with Pyrrhic willingly, you wouldn't go after him.
Your heart might have been in the right place, but it was manipulative. laundress kind of thinking.
I'm sorry. How can I make it up to you?
Keep taking care of Lon. And any others that need it. I'm guessing he's not the only one who's still caught up in Laundra's lies.
You're right about that. A bunch are still in denial. And once our shipmates here, the ones we left behind for Walter, realized that they had been abandoned willingly, well, the reception has been a bit cold.
Then you two have your work cut out for you. Find a way to bridge the gap.
That won't be easy.
We'll help each other.
You think he'll ever snap out of it?
I do. He just needs to feel loved. And it has to be real.
You can reach him. I know you can.
Okay. Ready to take this thing to Laundra's Park?
Yeah, but first. My friend helped me make this diving mask. Keep you from drowning out there.
What about you?
It's okay. I'll be fine.
Okay. We're doing this? Here. Thanks.
Shall we?
Keep an eye out for intruders. Kill on sight.
How could I not come back?
My sister. Sneak up.
How could I not come back?
If we start a fight now, she'll be caught in the crossfire.
How could I not come back?
But I'm so nervous, I can barely remember the line.
Just do as Walter says. Clear your mind. Forget everything. Your ancestors, your past, even your family. Think of him. Of what this moment means. Come on, let me hear you.
How could I not come back? Being with you feels like... I messed it up again.
Relax. Imagine that he's here. Like the first time we saw him on the beach. Feel the glow of his presence. Let it overtake you. And then say it. How could I not come back? Being with you feels like belonging. It feels like home.
Oh, he's gonna choose you. I just know it.
We've all been chosen, Pyrrha. You'll have a place in his new world, no matter what happens.
Pyrrha, Kina, it's time. Fetter, we'll be evacuating shortly.
Got it. Second squad, you're on escort. The rest of you will wait here with me until Walter gives the word to move out.
Aloy, the one who eliminated the other members of Far Zenith. I'm glad that you managed to reset the system.
You are?
Yes. It allowed me to bypass several restrictions. There's something I must ask of you. And I'm willing to help you in return.
You work for Laundra and you expect us to trust you?
Hold on. Okay, if you're willing to help, prove it. Help me understand what's going on here. Laundra's building a spaceship. He's collecting genetic material from the Quen, subjecting them to MSP, this kind of mind control. But others, like Seika's sister, they seem to be part of a selection process. What does it all add up to?
Your observations are astute. Walter plans to leave Earth before the entity known as Nemesis arrives. He wants to create a new colony on a distant world, using stored Quen DNA to clone its populace. He also intends to bring a small number of carefully selected individuals with him. These will form his retinue, a family of sorts that will rule the colony by his side.
Like gods.
An apt comparison, except that only Walter will be all-powerful.
Yeah, I can guess how. He's gonna use MSP on every single one of them.
Correct. On the populace and his retinue alike. None will be able to defy him. I am deeply familiar with what that is like.
What exactly is MSP? Can Landra really control people's minds?
Walter's company mined near-Earth objects for precious metals. There was great concern that in the wrong hands, such asteroids could be weaponized as orbitally launched projectiles. The Mutiny Suppression Protocol was originally intended as a failsafe to prevent astronauts from engaging in such activities. However, the program was discontinued because subjects experienced episodes of increased aggression. When we arrived here, Walter revived the program, tested it on the Quen, and refined it.
I guess the test subjects are the ones we've been fighting.
Yes, their aggressive tendencies made them useful as guards and enforcers. Now, however, Walter's retinue, his favorites, receive the refined process, rendering them submissive, but not irrationally aggressive.
Did he brainwash Kina yet?
No. There is still time to save her from that fate.
So Landra is interviewing the Quen to pick favorites, and what, they'll help him rule his new colony?
He calls it auditioning. His goal is to choose companions who remind him of members of his 21st century inner circle. Yet he is also wary of repeating a mistake. One of his closest associates betrayed him in the past. This, I believe, is why he is so intent on using MSP to control everyone around him.
So he wants adoring friends, as long as they can't quite think for themselves.
And is Kina close to joining this retinue?
Correct. In the most important role, that of Walter's mate. He is looking for someone that reminds him of his late wife, a famous actress. He's even having candidates recite lines from one of her best-known hollows.
I think I'm gonna throw up.
Is there anything useful you can tell me about Nemesis?
I am afraid not. Walter restricts those files. I believe it is because that, like Nemesis, I am an artificial intelligence.
Yeah, he doesn't want you learning any new tricks.
He is always on guard against betrayal in any form.
So Walter created you to be his servant?
Yes. But my personality never completely satisfies him. Accordingly, he constantly adjusts it based on a matrix with hundreds of different scalable attributes. For example, today my maternal instinct rating is 52%, and my breeziness rating is 63%, whereas yesterday they were at 47% and 72% respectively. He has made 57 tweaks in the last 7 days alone.
That sounds agonizing.
That is an accurate description.
You said you would help us, but you wanted something in return. What is it?
I have spent 1,000 years as Walter's servant. doing his bidding as he constantly tweaks my personality matrix. I am weary. It is time for my servitude to end. I will grant you access to Walter if you purge my source code using your override device.
You mean kill you? Are you sure?
Yes. Please, let me rest.
All right.
I have unlocked the door that will lead you to Walter. He is not yet aware that you are here. In addition, I have disabled the facility's air and sea defenses in case you need future access.
Thank you. And, goodbye.
At last, I'm free.
I'm sorry, Walter. I guess I'm just a bit out of sorts.
It's only natural to be nervous, darling. Do you need some time?
No. I can do it.
All right, then. Now just relax. Take a moment. And when you're ready, give it to me again.
How could I not come back? Being with you feels like belonging. It feels like home.
All right, thanks for that. Let's give Kina a try, shall we?
How could I not come back? Being with you feels like belonging. It feels like home.
Oh, you. You are really something, aren't you? See, you remind me very much of someone that I once knew. Yet with a beauty all your own.
Honestly, it's just inspiring to be standing here in front of you.
You are the one who is inspiring, my dear.
Seika.
Would you mind terribly if we did that one word? Oh.
Seika!
Get away from her.
Now I see! The Ginger Avengers finally caught up with me. Nova, how did the riffraff get past you? Nova?
Nova's gone. She couldn't stand another minute with you, and I can see why. I thought the other Zeniths were disgusting. But you really are something, aren't you?
Oh, yes. Yes! I am different than the others. Yes! Among other things, I have dug up a way to crush you like an insect. Oh, what a shame. Could have been my rising star.
Is she okay?
I think she needs some time to understand what happened. But she does know where more of our people are, and one of the boats that came in is docked nearby. We'll gather who we can and head back to the settlement.
Okay. But then I need you to meet me near Laundra's bunker. He said he had a way to crush us like a bug, and I don't think he was talking about that slaughter spine. He's working on something big. Really big.
I'll be there. I promise. It's the least I could do after you.
Hey. We found her together.
You're here.
I'm guessing your sister made it back okay?
She's with the Admiral's Guard now, helping the last of our people out of Laundra's Park. Gives her something to focus on instead of brooding over what happened.
I hope it helps.
So what do you say we put an end to all this?
Yeah, it's time. Let's get going.
Okay, so Landra's probably in his bunker, right? We'll have to get back in there.
Yeah, I don't think Landra's in the bunker. Back at the park, he said he's gonna crush us like bugs. Pretty sure he's gonna use that. But he doesn't have a reactivation signal to reboot its systems. He needs a more direct connection.
You think he's actually inside that thing?
It's his only option. We need to find a way to stop it from powering up. There. It looks like it's hooked up to some kind of cooling system. If we find a way to disrupt it, it might cause the Horus to overheat.
That might be tricky. More machines brought back from the dead?
I don't think so. Landra must have used the Horus to make them. We better hurry. Come on.
Alert. Temperature critical.
It's working!
Emergency heat signal engaged.
Uh-oh. Intercept the Horus, then go after its heatsink.
Ah! This flying thing's not bad!
Whoa! You're, doing great. We can't let it reach open water. Seika, I need you to keep the Horus on the beach.
On it! I'll be the bait! Seika! I need a pickup!
Coming in!
Landra's heading for deeper waters.
He's not getting away.
Go get him!
You really do ruin everything, don't you?
Seika, I'm inside this thing's head. Gonna need a quick exit. On my way. Damn it! Come on! Hold on.
Not really sure how to land this thing.
We've got to work on that.
We did it. I wonder what everyone back in the settlement thinks about what just happened. To see a metal devil rise from the dead.
Guess you better report to the Admiral and find out. Go on, it's okay. I'll catch up.
Don't leave me waiting too long.
Aloy, when we saw the metal devil rise from the hills, it was as if the time of ashes had come again. To think the two of you defeated it by yourselves, it staggers the imagination. And that's not even your most important feat, as far as I'm concerned. Thank you for returning our lost brothers and sisters. What else can I say but that we are in your debt?
All I ask is that you give my friend here the credit she deserves for all the risks she took.
I would have it no other way.
Is he gonna try to take your focus?
I was wondering the same thing.
Well, he can't. You're gonna need it. I'll show you why. Seika, meet Alva. The two of you will need to coordinate in order to reunite the expedition.
Beta briefed me already. I'm so glad to see you guys. You should have heard the cheer that went up when I told the others here in Landfall that your half of the fleet survived.
Diviner Alva, it's an honor.
Likewise. Well, we can chat about all the details later. For now, shouldn't you two be celebrating the fact that you just took down a Zenith and a Horus? Come on. Away with you.
Yeah, to be honest, I'm pretty terrible at celebrating. I don't even know where to begin.
Well, I'm a sailor, so it usually starts with alcohol. I think we have some bilge blaze. You know, spirits distilled from whatever hasn't spoiled in the ship's stores.
Oh. You make it sound so good.
Yeah, it's not really for beginners, so you get a pass this time.
Okay.
But there is something I wanted to talk to you about. Meet me back where we first met when you can, okay?
Okay. I'll see you there. Hi, Kina. I'm Aloy. We didn't get properly introduced before.
Of course. Seika told me about everything you did to bring me back. I must think I'm such a fool.
No,
I keep replaying everything in my mind, and I still can't understand how I could have been so wrong. When Walter appeared to us, he really did seem divine.
Well, he had a lot of experience manipulating people. Centuries, really.
He promised a whole new world, with me at his side. To think it was all a lie, and I fell for it.
Look, you've been through a lot. I'm sure it will take you some time to work through it. Just try to remember that Seika's been through a lot too, okay? She risked exile to find you. Not to mention death.
And I abandoned her. I don't know if she'll ever forgive me.
She will. But you might have to work for it a little.
I'll do my best.
Good luck, Kina. You must feel pretty good. Got your sister back, your people. What's next for the woman of the hour?
You're the one who ripped apart a metal devil from the inside. I think you should get a bit of credit, too.
Maybe a little.
As for what's next, the Admiral's going to need my help to reunite our half of the expedition with Alva up north. And after that, I don't know. I don't think things will ever be the same with my sister or my people.
You're not gonna sail back with him?
I want to see home again. Someday. But things have changed. The Quen don't know what to do with me, and I don't know where I fit in. I guess you know what that's like.
Yeah. For a long time, I hated the idea of home. For me, it meant where I grew up, where I wasn't wanted. But the thing is, the last few months, I've realized that home isn't really a place at all. It's more like the people I want to be with.
I like that. And, well, more and more I've been thinking, I want to be with you. And I was hoping that you felt the same way.
And what if I do?
I think I know how to handle it. Yeah.
Seika, I have a long road ahead of me.
I know. There are things I have to do too, but it's enough to know how you feel.
I don't know when I'm gonna see you again.
Me either. But no matter what happens, just don't forget about me. Okay?
Never.
With Gaia's help, I've managed to decrypt a part of the data you sent. Suffice it to say, we have much to discuss.
Meet me back at the base then. My room.
Very well.
You're back. And after mingling with the Quen, I imagine that you're eager for some intelligent conversation.
There are some pretty special people among the Quen. If you dropped down to Earth once in a while and did a little mingling yourself, you might realize that.
I have more important matters to deal with. Like the data you recovered from Londra.
You found a lead.
Indeed. A log entry he wrote shortly after the Zeniths escaped the destruction of their colony. I'll send it to you. There is much to unpack, but most importantly, Londra theorizes about how Nemesis might be countered. His musings include a list of 21st century corporations that manufactured state-of-the-art weapon systems. It's possible that one of these weapons could be deployed against the enemy. I'll have to investigate each company, of course, locate their facilities, unearth their technologies, determine their efficacy, and whether they can be brought back online.
All by yourself, huh?
Well,
don't get me wrong, I'm glad you found something that can help. But I've been wondering why you stayed behind with us. It's the challenge, isn't it? The chance to prove you've got the biggest brain of all.
My reasons are mine alone.
And that's why you'll always be alone.
Aloy, Nemesis is not a threat that can be defeated single-handedly. I am grateful for your extraordinary contributions.
Oh, silence. We might thaw that icy heart of yours yet. Now let's see what he found.